Power to the truth. Feedback is the lifeblood of social media. I have a little tablet, Samsung tablet here, and I'm sharing this with others, and I just share what's going on in my world and my analysis about the world in general. Another black man has been killed in fascist America. I know the saying, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. If we just let ourselves become targets of the fascist police, then we really are victims. There comes a point when we need to retaliate. And you can define or twist that any way you want. If someone kills someone in my family, there's going to be blood. Period. And we advocate global revolution, hopefully peaceful. And I still believe we need to exhaust all legal, peaceful methods of struggle, of resistance against the powers of fascist repression. I belong to a few Yahoo groups, and I'm on Twitter, Facebook, social media in general. Yet, what I think we need is feedback, an exchange of ideals, an open discussion, continued dialogue where we're not hung up on always having to be right and thereby having to prove someone else wrong, where we're not living in fear about what the boss will say or what others in our circles of compassion may say. We're here to express ourselves, to express our truth the way we see it, the way we want it. I myself am not selling no book. I really don't care about followers or what. And I'm just deeply concerned about the state of humanity today. Basically, it's our own character defects that has brought us to the edge of extinction. And yes, we are on the edge of extinction. And if you're open-minded and you study and you research, as I had the opportunity to do, you'll see that as a species, we are a primitive species. Warlike, prone towards killing each other. And we have not really evolved as a species from being human animals into being truly compassionate, humane beings. H-U-M-A-N-E, humane. A humane being will have care, concern, compassion towards others, even his enemies. And we did not treat, say we capture an enemy combatant, we did not torture him as our enemies would. We need to see that this is a spiritual struggle that we're involved in. It involves ourselves in our own shadows, our own darkness. We need to bring the light of truth upon darkness and share our ideals, our feelings, our thoughts, our concepts with each other. So that hopefully together we can create more and more of a collective mass revolutionary consciousness in order to transform the world and make it a better world. So that's why I do these silly little videos, and I don't trip about how many people see it, and I try not to be like Alex Jones and fear-monger people, and at the same time we need to take seriously just how screwed up we are as a species. You know, when we are so divided and so scattered and so subject to mutual annihilation, we need to really take our lives seriously and take the state of the world seriously before we all perish. You know, I'm not selling any book, and I'm not here to entertain. I'm just here to educate, to liberate as I can. I do so as a humane being and a Chicano de Aztlan. I don't focus just on Chicanos or Latinos or Mexican Americans or Mexicans or La Raza Unida or whatever our term is this week. I try to see the big picture, to see the whole situation, not just my local situation here in Sacramento, California. And I try not to be exclusive to any so-called race or ethnic group. Because at this point in the evolution of our species, if we do not come together and agree on the basics of survival, we're doomed. Turbo booster stop, big deal. Let me get rid of it. Anyway, I'm a retired wage slave, so I can just basically have enough money. I'm on SSI. I have enough money where I just go out and try to catch a piece of tail or go get drunk and go get high. But I'd rather use my time wisely. So I do these little videos, hoping that it can help to raise consciousness. And I need to diversify my life more. I need more variety. Yet we have the potential here, you know, because of the power of the internet. We have the potential to really change attitudes, transmit ideas, share philosophy in the hopes of trying to raise the collective mass consciousness so we can avoid annihilation as a species. And I see many people just basically don't give a damn, other than their own personal self-interest, which I understand. But I'm saying our personal self-interest, our individualism, must be balanced with our general interest, with our collective survival interests. And though we can try to be independent, ultimately we are interdependent. We need each other. We need connection. We need to express ourselves. We need to get feedback. And somewhere in the Bible it says, like knowledge, with much knowledge comes grief. And sometimes I'm in grief about innocent people who are killed by drones and no one around me seems to give a shit about the ugliness in the world. And then I see the apathy around me, which is in America, it's a disease. And apathy is born of fear. It's born of low self-esteem, or no self-esteem. People figure that, well, the situation's so screwed up, and I can't do shit about it, so just give me a beer and shut the fuck up. And so we need to see that we can create change to a degree, to a point, and we can affect others and be more effective as humane beings. So we need to not give up, to fight back, to be open to criticism, hopefully constructive and creative, but it's criticism, because we're not all that, because we are not perfect. Just try to make progress on a day-by-day basis. So we need to continue to educate ourselves. And I wonder, what the hell are people doing with their lives? Okay, guy goes to work, comes back, and might screw his wife before the day's over. But what are people doing with their time and energy as we teeter-totter on the edge of extinction? I say we live life in balance, and when we can take care of ourselves and help others. This is not brain science. This is being a humane being. To be a humane being can be a task, because we're not raised to be humane beings. We're raised to cover your own ass and take care of yourself and how with everyone else. Maybe we don't have our circle of compassion beyond our own immediate family. So we need to widen and enlarge our circles of compassion and not get hung up on political parties or who's going to be president. Just It's all rigged anyway. The game is rigged. This whole system is rigged against the poor, against the oppressed. And I won't go into a political diatribe here, but my philosophy is kind of shifting from just radical politics into more of health and healing. When you realize how depraved and how sick and twisted people can be, you see more clearly the need to help others, to help heal people. You know, we suffer from the effects of, the cumulative effects of centuries of oppression, exploitation, repression. Then we repress ourselves. Fear holds us back. Fear blocks us from expressing ourselves. Then we got the social pressure, like, ooh, gee, I don't think I'm radical. Like, the world's so fucked up. If Hiroshima and Nagasaki hasn't convinced you by now, you need to get radical. Go into the roots of situations. Search and research. And hopefully become more aware and more active, because consciousness alone, you know, is not enough. Though consciousness is a unified field. Now with the power of the internet, we may be able to turn things around. Maybe. You know, the porno business online is like a multi-billion-dollar business, so go figure. So we need to keep on sharing, discussing, giving feedback, learning from each other, knowing that if you know everything, you can learn nothing. No one has the corner on truth. And many times, certain kernels of truth need to be repeated over and over and over again until they become embedded into our psyche, so we really get it. And I was at a point when I was younger where, you know, I was into urban guerrilla warfare, studying about it and stuff. And now I see where, you know what? It's a war of ideas. It's a war, it's like, in a way, it's an information war. Maybe it's even an attention war. You know, we're fighting for the attention of people to, for whatever reason. Mine is to just raise a general mass revolutionary consciousness. And I'm not going to go out without registering my complaints, without protesting against evil, without exposing evil. And if you just want to live a life where, you know, just count how many women that you screwed and how big your toys are, you know, that's up to you. I want to live a life that has a meaning, that has purpose, that helps others. And a lot of people are very, very confused, if not depraved. So I continue to work on my radical recovery, and I pray you all have a good day. I'm just going to transmit this out there, and then I'll edit it later. I Gotta hack my way onto the internet, so go figure. Just give feedback, and I figure when I put add pizza jazz line, that anyone who's really awake will know how to. We'll figure out at pizza jazz line. That must be a Twitter handle. Maybe I should join Twitter. Duh. So continue to network. Continue to fight back against evil. Resist evil. Be alive while you're living. Don't be among the zombies. Power to the truth. Nada mais.